A lot of virus groups, they're working together with nonsense groups and manipulating people in specific elements, specific moments, playing with their emotions, their thoughts, their beliefs, their ideas, their impressions, anything. Anything, whatever anything is that fits in their image, that fits in those people winning, is how they're going to try to manipulate you or try to play the game, whatever game that they're involved in, to try to win people over. The fact that everything can be solved and the fact that they're not allowing something to be solved is the problem. Because while everything is on that on point, then I'm dealing with a bunch of belief systems, a bunch of comparing, a bunch of different groups that are continuously trying to fit people in their narratives. They can't believe that they're wrong. They cannot believe that they might be off. And the fact that there's a lot of convincing going on, in other words. Tomna, Tomna, Tomna Barcer. They're playing a lot of nonsense games. I personally don't trust them. A lot of people have tied themselves with some type of a group. If anything happens to them, they'll be able to drag people in the process too. All that has to be unattached. All that has to be unattached. You know what else people are doing? They're picking sides. In specific moments, specific elements, they're picking sides and doing so manipulatively. You know how people, whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to understand something, trying to realistically put something together in terms of what something really is. However, I'm noticing that under the cover of that, some people are playing politics of what they're doing. They're playing politics. They're asking for trouble. They're blaming somebody else. They're playing games. They're dragging people in the process. Okay. They're playing game. They're playing game on themselves. They're playing game on themselves. They're fooling themselves. They're slowing people down. They're delaying. They're lagging processes. They're not allowing people to move forward correctly. They're possibly in some type of a wrong math, and they're playing a game. No one knows what anything is. Either they're being threatened, forced, or acting, pretending, creating that on themselves. Friends acting like enemies. You know, this is why nothing is working correctly because of this wrong doing a wrong process of all these groups doing this type of a wrong distortion here in reality. There are problems realistically. I personally don't trust them. They're going off of images too. You know, everything that they're doing is fake. They're lost. They're confused. That's why they're also making other people lose, and they're also confusing other people. Okay. No one's supposed to be suffering because of them. You know, wherever anything is, however anything is, doesn't matter. No one's supposed to be suffering because of these groups. A lot of personal issues people had. It seems though. So then those personal issues that people had, their idea was to infect something or someone else to also have personal issues. Other people are suffering because of people that have personal issues. They are literally doing some type of a math. Except this is all a stupid belief game. Whether this is true or not, shouldn't be, especially when I'm mentioning all this. If this is true, I'm mentioning all this, it should be easily stopped. A lot of groups manipulate a lot of things, kept something going and continuing, and claimed, oh, look, the person is wrong. While they're wrong, while they're causing issues, they're claiming that people are wrong and trying to understand something to make a correct choice decision. Well, who's wrong, really? Aren't these groups wrong for attaching and tying and connecting and doing wrong maths on people's lives every day? Of course. They're trying to fool me, they're trying to dupe me, they're possibly trying to dupe other people to make them think otherwise. And should people realistically be duped and be fooled? No. Everybody should know my information in terms of everybody being affected with these specific wrongful doers or wrongful groups. These groups are seeing people's awareness of what people are thinking, seeing live reactions, live opinions possibly, and then making blind choices, blind decisions. They're guilty. Their cries, their everything is all portraying guilt. Okay? Yet no one's supposed to be suffering because of them. There's no feeling sorry for virus groups that should survive off of other people's suffering and misery. No way. Especially when there's a formula in terms of everything being solved correctly. It seems though everything is undone on point while they're literally doing what they're doing. That's what I believe realistically. Someone said OMG. At the same time, there still shouldn't be any form of wrongdoing because wrong is still wrong. So this is their problem. This is their mistake of whatever they're doing thereafter. These groups are being saved with me and people like me every single day. Yet the very same people that are saving them, they're going against. They're similar to vacuums, is what they are. Remember, everything can be solved correctly. The problem is it seems though a lot of groups, something is happening where some people are not allowing people to solve something correctly, and so something is not working the way something is supposed to work in various elements of reality. So there's a mix going on of different groups, different beliefs, different perspectives, and everyone's making a choice decision, and the decision has nothing to do with reality. Versus people that are making a choice decision that realistically is adding on. In other words, okay. So that's what's going on. Some people are jealous or egotistical or hateful or in denial and don't like the fact that I or somebody else didn't fit in their image or did something, disregard so many elements, mask something, bandage something, sweep something under the rug, got accustomed to that. So therefore, everything else was abnormal. What I did realistically was the most correct, and I could have possibly done something more correct in terms of mentioning everything. And yet, some people have the audacity to say what I did was wrong. Matter of fact, I could have done more correct. The reason I didn't is because too many people possibly manipulated, got in the midst, messed with too many processors, and then attempted to blame me. Okay? That's what happened. Most likely. People, instead of being judged wrongly, they can be judged correctly in terms of what the truth is. Also, this is also weird too. There's some type of mix going on in terms of me mentioning something, and while I'm mentioning something, somebody else is doing a opposite or wrong play out, saying, "Oh, well, this is just, this is fair," and nothing to do with what is fair, nothing to do with what is just, is what that's going on. You know. So something is supposed to be a puzzle of anything, wherever anything may be. If something is not a puzzle of anything, anything, whatever anything may be, remember, may have adverse and wrong effects, where something is not the way something is supposed to be. And then something is not supposed to be, is something else is not supposed to be, is something else is not supposed to be. Nothing is the way anything is supposed to be. And that may be the issue. And you know what else I'm noticing too? I'm noticing this. You know how a bunch of people, quote unquote, supposedly lose? Well, they don't lose. Those groups are not losing. Yet they're losing only when they start behaving similar to a person's category and acting desperate and acting weird. And then they lose. In other words, people are not losing. They're only convinced that they lose. Then they start acting with acting how somebody wants them to lose. You know, for long people are stopping any form of nonsense and continuing the path of truth and everything's being fixed and corrected, there's no issues. Those who are playing politics and dragging people in the process are the virus of what is occurring. Seems though many people want me or somebody else to lose, however, doing so manipulatively and wrongly. Do people lose that particular doing? Can they say I realistically lost? They're too busy looking at mistakes that people are making. I wouldn't even call it that a mistake. I would call that natural phenomena. Yet the people that are accustomed to a bunch of big elephants in the room, They're ignoring something that is abnormal realistically. Some people want to see more than they saw. Well, okay, all right, do my job, and then you'll see a lot of things I will be doing to those specific people. You have no idea how when anything is occurring. The fact that people are forcing me to do whatever anything it is that they want me to do is the fact why they won't see me do anything.